this week's part. Okay, stainless steel. Here it is. All right. We've done most of it. What I'm going to do. You've already seen it. But there's two things on here that are different. Okay. First of all, this bore that goes all the way through right here, that does not go all the way through right here, okay? This back wall, I already know that's gonna be a problem. It's actually it's gonna be a big problem, this big wall, this wall in the back. I'm not gonna put this hole in first. I'm just not, okay? And so that is going to be a problem. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bore the big one out first, and then I'll tackle this. Okay? It might even be such a problem that I might even go off camera. Hopefully not. You guys know me by now. I'm not like, there's no right. Okay. But before we get going here, there's a feature in this part that we're going to talk about, and that's this groove right here. So that groove is right here, and you can see it in the hidden line view right here. What that is for an O-ring, all right? And so what I want to do briefly is I want to talk about O-rings. This is the tool I'm going to use to put in that O-ring. So we'll come at it right from the side, and this is the profile of the groove that will be on the face of the part, okay? But let's talk about O-rings. O-rings come in all different materials, and I'm going to put this aside for a moment. They come in all different materials. These happen to be Buna, and I think that's what it is. It's a type of come on, Blake. There it is. It's a type of rubber. Okay, but what I want to do here is I want to point out that PN stands for part number, but O-rings are designated by what's called a dash number. Okay, so I'm going to start writing some stuff down. For those of you who don't care about this stuff, this is going to be pretty boring, but for those of you that do, this is going to be very cool, all right? So it has a dash number. And in our case, our dash number is dash 136, okay? And what that tells us is the size of the O-ring. Now, I have some, I didn't memorize this stuff, so I have some stuff written down. The nominal size, meaning like if I were to get on the phone and I would say, hey, I need a 2-inch ID O-ring. Okay, well, how do I explain this right? The call out is a nominal dimension, meaning that I'm going to write some stuff down and you'll get it in a second, okay? So we've got an O-ring, okay? The ID is, what I'm going to say is 2 inches. The OD is 2 3/16, and that would make the width of this 3/32, okay? Because it's 3/32 times 2 is 3/16, okay? Anyway, I don't want to confuse you. I'm trying not, I thought I had this together. I do, but just bear with me. The actual size of a 3/32 O-ring, all right? The actual size is 103 thousandths plus or minus 3 thousandths, okay? That's the actual size of the O-ring. So in order to cut the groove for the O-ring, what I did is, I'm going to write this down because it's important, it's the Parker O-ring handbook. And that is free. Free online, okay? So I didn't print the handbook. Mine's a digital version, so I didn't print it, but that's where I got all this information, okay? But I want to also show you something. We need to make a seal, right? So the seal of the O-ring, the O-ring has to stick up proud. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the O-ring here, okay? The groove. And I'm going to draw in an O-ring with the red. And notice that the groove is wider than the O-ring, and the O-ring sticks up, right? Because the next part has to come down and seal, so it compresses the O-ring, okay? Well, in the handbook, it gives you what to machine the depth to, okay? And I'm gonna show you this real quick, all right? And you're gonna see what I'm talking about. All right, so if the actual O-ring is 103 thousandths, the handbook says you need to machine a depth 74 to 80 thousandths deep, okay? That is actually, so when you machine an O-ring, you want to machine an O-ring 75 to 80% of the actual size, not the nominal size, the actual size, okay? So, and I can prove this to you with just a little bit of math. The width of our width, so that's 75 to 80% deep. The width falls in this neighborhood. So we're looking, what are we looking at here? About 140 thousandths, that's roughly, okay? And I'm going to tell you some other cool stuff. 140 thousandths. The reason it's so much bigger is because when this O-ring compresses, there needs to be room in the groove for the O-ring to go, okay, and move around. Now, side note, the width actually isn't that important, all right? When you're making parts for the space shuttle, for an airplane, it is. But I've machined O-rings that have gone a mile below the ocean and have held without worrying so much about the width. And I cared very much about the depth, okay? Very much. But I didn't, the width is not important, and I've proved it. Like I said, I've made parts that have gone a mile below the ocean, all right? And they did not leak, all right? So, I want to prove it to you, and you can just, we can just do simple math to, sorry, I got some passwords on this I don't want to share. Okay, so if we take 0.77 and we divide by 0.103, okay, times 100, simple percent. Sorry, there's something going on outside. I did that 0.077, because that's half in between. That's the 0.074 plus 0.08 divided by 2 is 0.077. So we take that average, okay? It's 0.77 divided by 0.103 times, you can already see it, times 100 to give us the percentage. It's 74.7, so it's about 75%, okay? Now, I know some of you have trouble with the percentage things and all that, okay? I'm gonna show you really quick another way of doing this. It might make more sense, okay? what you can do is you can set up a proportion, all right? I do this all the time. And, okay, so what I'm going to do, let me show you, okay? I'm gonna put the percentages on the bottom of, so I'm gonna say, okay, watch this. 100, okay? And 100 is 103, so that's 0.103 is 100%. This is 100%. So I'm gonna put 100% and I'm gonna set up a simple proportion, all right? And if I put 77 thousandths in line with this, and then I solve for x, right? Watch this, okay? I'll pretty much do it in my head, but 0.077 times 100, okay, it's just gonna move the decimal place. 7.7 equals 0.103x, okay? And then I solve for x, so that's divided by 0.103, divided by 0.103, x equals 0.7, the same number, okay? So it's around 75%, okay? So that's just, okay? I hope that wasn't too confusing, but what you want to remember is that O-rings are 75 to 80% of the, this is important, 75 to 80% of the depth. You want the width to be reasonable. It's in the Parker O-ring handbook, but the width isn't that important, all right? My particular tool here, I believe, is about 145, maybe even 150 thousandths. I might grind it on the side just a little bit. I might not. I don't know. I'll decide. Maybe I will on camera. You guys might want to see that. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. All right. So that's a little bit about O-rings. All right, and let's go to the lathe. All right, and make this part. Same tools as before. There's my print, and it's the same. It's pretty much the same business. So let's get going, and I'll do this, and then I'll probably put it into high. Put the lathe in neutral. And I'll probably put this in fast speed, okay? Because you guys have already seen this. So let's see where we're at here. Okay. Oh, I want to use the high one. That's what I'm looking for. Whichever, that one. That is the high one. So we'll bring all these out to 40. That's running really good. Nope. Nope. All right, we're there. Okay. Great. All right. And I'm going to try a different tool today. Let's try this one. Let's see how we do here. Yeah, that looks really good. All right. Yeah, that looks great. All right, we figured that out. What do I go to in here? 143. So I'm gonna do 1.5 inches. Sure. Okay. 1.5 inches. Inch and a half. Let's put in 1.5 inches. Switch off. And yeah, we're going now. And 1.5 inches. See how we look. Nice. This is gonna suck. All right. Two, 3.5. I think I got a little ways to go. So yeah, I got a 1/2 inch to take off. So here we go. All right, spot on. Okay. Now I'm gonna do 0.938 in depth and 2.5 in diameter. Okay, I'm gonna reset my my depth gauge, or just check it to make sure my tool didn't move. I don't think it did, but let's check it anyway. Nope, it didn't. 1/2 thou. Okay, ready? Here we go. So I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save here, I'm gonna save, how much am I gonna save? I'm just gonna save 8 thousandths on that back wall, so I'll be able to machine that off on the final pass, okay? I'm only gonna go to 930, okay? And I'll save 8 thousandths there. All right, where are we at here? 40, okay. 40 thou and 930. Okay, I will see you on the finish pass. Okay, so there's 28 thousandths left, all right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 28 thousandths, and then when I get to 930, I'll stop, and then I'll dive in the last 8 thousandths, and then I'm gonna engage the power feed so the cross slide comes out this way, all right? So 28, right? That's what I said, 28, 10, 28. Here we go. Okay, 930. Dive into that 8. And hates that corner. All right. Let's see what we got. It's okay. It'll work. It looks pretty good. It'll work. There's a little bit on this edge, that last diameter, it got a little bit, but it looks pretty good. All right. So, let's just lightly clean up some edges. And, there it is. Let's just real lightly clean up some edges so we don't have burrs everywhere. And all right, there's that. And I'll come back and do more. I just don't want the burrs. Okay. That should do it. Yeah. Let's hit that again. Yeah, it didn't like that corner. Okay. Let's see what we got. Yeah. All right, that's good. And set this aside. Okay, let's bring this out. I'll get this out of the way. I'm gonna drop my, not yet. Time to drill a hole. So let's put the, by the way, I keep the live center in a lot often because I don't want to get chips. I don't want to get chips in the RAM. Okay, that's why I keep I typically keep something in there, in case you were wondering. All right, let's bring this up close, and let's get a center drill going. And definitely gonna need my oil. So we got some oil. I'll leave this aside. Bring this up. Lock the tailstock. Make sure we're not gonna crash. And Drop a little oil there. And we're gonna go slow. This stuff is hard and gummy. It's tough, look at that. It's even spinning the center a little. Look at that. All right, that'll work. All right, let's see. There it is. That's why I didn't lock it down very tight. So here's that 1/2-inch drill bit that survived last time. I probably should touch it up. I haven't. We did that last time. So let's just get a hole started and I'm gonna see how it runs at the speed, okay? Last time I know I slowed it down, but let's see how it runs at this speed. That's okay. So what I did is I used 50 as a cutting speed, and I just did it in my head. So I want to get rid of these so they don't wrap around the chuck. 4 times 50 is 200. 200 divided by 1/2 is 400. And I'm at 360. So well, it looks pretty good. And let's see how I forgot how far we need to go. 1.188. All right. So I'm gonna go just a little bit over 1 1/8. All right, with the tip. So what I'm gonna do is, I've showed you this technique before. I'm going to put the lathe at 1 and gently see if I can line up this. There. That's pretty good. There, I'm going to give this just a tap with the dead blow. See if I can just. Well, it won't. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna walk this down good. And I'm gonna go 1 1/8 on the ram. Maybe a hair over. This out. Check it. Yeah, we're good. Get rid of these. All right. That's cutting nice, real nice. Okay, 1 1/8. All right. Now, unlock this, turn this off, bring this back, and be careful because this drill bit is warm. Okay, so take this out. Looks all right. Needs to be touched up, but it's cut pretty good. Okay. And here's a, what do we got here? I got 63/64. And I got the Morse taper adapter. I think I'm adapting from a 3 to a 4 if anyone's interested. And we're gonna do the same thing again, only with a bigger drill bit, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started here. Oh, so 200 divided by 1 is 200. So let's change spindle speeds. Bigger drill bit, slow it down. We're going to go to 194 and see how that goes. All right. Some cutting fluid here. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's doing good. So let's set ourselves back up. So 1 inch on the ram. Remember, this is not exact at all. This is just rough. Ooh, that's really close. I'm gonna just back it off a little. There. Yeah, we'll take that. Whoops. So we'll go in about 1 1/8. I'm gonna lock this down. So once again, by pre-drilling like that, 2 things are happening. One is it's really locking in the taper, okay? So now I know the drill is all the way in, the ram. Also, it's giving me clearance so I can put the tip like inside the hole a little bit. I'm just eyeballing it and then with it on 1 already, okay? You gotta set the scale to 1 and then line everything up. And now I can go in about 1 1/8, which I'm gonna do. And that'll set us up for boring. It's not too hot. Last time it was too hot to eat, you know, right? Okay, so that's good. And oh yeah, that's great. Okay, now move this. Now we're ready for some boring. I'm gonna do the bigger one first, because like I've mentioned, because of that back wall. I've got a couple bars. I got a new bar, and see if that will, yeah, this will work. So we'll open it up with this, and let's see where we're going here. 938 is the depth, and the diameter of that bore is 175. Yeah, 175. Okay, so that's what we're doing. All right. And I just got to change this just ever so little. Okay. Yeah, still no compressed air. Not sure when that's going to be back on. All right, let's see. And okay, there's our 0. What's in there? Something's in there. Got a chip in there or something. There we go. Okay. So back that up. There we go. All right. Okay. 0. change my spindle speed back up, and let's see how this behaves. What's my that's pretty good. Take it. So I'm gonna touch off the inside. And let's see how we do here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna finish that off without taking any more depth. A 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna do 35 this time, okay? Because that back wall, it doesn't like that back wall. I know it doesn't. I don't even have to check. So we got a ways to go. I'm just gonna see how 25 does. Doing great. So 935 is our destination. We're doing good. Learned a lot from the spindle base part. Really learned a lot about how to machine this and tackle this stainless steel. It's tough, you know. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing? 25s. So 25. All right, so I know we've got about got about 25 left. All right, and just double check. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take I don't need to, but I'm gonna show you something. So I just took a 25 thousandths cut, and there was 2 thousandths left on that 25, and here's what's called the spring pass. And so I'm just gonna take this light cut, and that'll complete the 25. In case you were wondering here, let's see. 7, 8, 9, 35, okay? And now if we were to measure this again, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. This should be real close to 25. Yeah, okay. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take 25 and then I'm gonna take a spring pass, and that will bring us to 1.75, all right? So let's do, oh, and I gotta, on the spring pass, I'll do the back wall. So 5, 10, there's 15, 25, it's right there. So let's go take this. Eight, 935. Clear these. Spring pass. 8, 9, 935. Okay, I'm gonna switch the power feed so it goes that way. Bring this up to 9. I'm gonna go 939, just because I want to. All right, and let's take a look. Hope we didn't have some chatter on that. That looks pretty good. I'm pleased with that. All right, let's take a measurement and make sure. I have a feeling, I could tell by the chip, we might have gone over. But it's okay. It's okay. That was a good pull. Yeah, we went a little over. That was a good pull. I could tell by the chip. I don't know why. Yeah, definitely went over. Let's see what this says. Just a few thousandths. So we went over about 4 thousandths. And yeah, we went over about 4 thousandths. So that's okay. No big deal. It's all right. Let's switch bars. I'm gonna put this little bar in, and honestly, now is the hardest part. So let's get a 0 here. This is gonna be hard. And just be totally honest with you, this is not gonna be fun. So let's get our 0. And 1.188 at 1.125 in diameter, okay? Let's go. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to start from the middle. So let's see here. So okay, so I'm already bumping. I can feel it. I'm bumping it almost 1. So what I'm going to do is, at least now I can see in there. So I should make contact right about there. It is. And I'm going to come this way. And then out. All right. Okay, so there's the beginning. There's the beginning. Okay, this is going to be tricky. And they won't even reach. So let's see here. I just need a rough idea. About what I'm up to right now. What's going on? All right. So, and where were we at here? We're at 1. All right, 1 inch deep. So I got 188 to go. Let's keep going that way. Yeah, let's keep going that way because, sure. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to keep going that way. I know this is confusing, but it'll make sense in a minute. And I know you can't see. Okay, so there's 140. That's nice. That's good to know. So 140, I'm gonna do, that was a little bit much, I think. So let's do, say 160. We'll come out here. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm going in the middle, and then I'm coming out this way to this part that I've machined, if you can see it in there. And then I'm coming out. This tool isn't designed to cut this way. It's designed to cut that way, okay? So very light. And then when I'm gonna get up close on that back wall, and then I'll take the diameter out, okay? Then I'll take the diameter down, and then I'll right, okay? That's sort of my plan, my strategy, all right? I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's really hard to explain, but we'll get there. All right. Okay. So this will be 1.1. All right. I got an idea. Let's do this. See if I can do this one-handed. Okay, this way. So I'm gonna go, let's see, I'm gonna go 1.2. 1.12. Maybe that helped understand a little bit about what we're doing here. All right, there's that touch off there. I'm gonna take a little bit off the diameter. Right there, just a little. I told you this wasn't going to be fun. So I'm at 160. I'm almost there. 180. Oh no. Real gentle. Yeah. I'm starting to rub back there now. Okay, so we're close. I'm gonna have to, doesn't look half bad either. I'm gonna have to go in and the right way this time, okay? And it's gonna make noise and chatter. And tip looks really good though. And it's gonna be, it's gonna be a drag, honestly. So let's make sure we don't go over. We got a ways, so we got well, we got 100 and some. Make sure that I got that right. Yeah, we got about 200 to go, so let's make this hole a little bigger and just take off a few thou off the back each time, all right? And so here we go. We're going to approach that back corner. At least I can see inside. Being able to see inside is sure nice. All right, let's do a couple more passes here. Okay. Let's see what we got. Should it be? Yep, it was exactly 100. All right. 20 and 15. 10, 20, and then 15. Okay, so that's our strategy. 20 and 15. 20. $15, 5, 10, 15. Spring pass. Spring pass, and we're going in, all right? Yeah, spring pass, and we're going in. So let's see, let me think. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna change the power feed. There we are. 8.8. And we did it. All right. All right, we did it. That's really cool. All right. Check our diameter. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got it for sure. Yeah, we got it. I just Went too hard on that. We got it. There we are. That's a hard measurement to grab. Come on. So we're there. We're 2 over. All right. We're 2 over. Looks like our diameter's good. Or our depth is good. Let's check to see if we still have a good solid 0. We do. We're good. All right. So that's done. And all right. Now the fun part. Here is the that grooving tool. I want to see what its width is. 150. That's fine. Remember, the width isn't that important. It's the depth that we care so much about, okay? And what I'm gonna do is, remember that the width of the tool is 150. And so I'm gonna bring it up next to my part and make sure that everything is square. Wow. It really is. I just threw that in. Wow, it's on the money. Okay, so we'll keep that. Let's fix it. There we go. Now that's on the money. All right, that's there. Tighten this up. Watch it. Make sure it doesn't move. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what we want to do is bring this up to next to our part, very gently. I'm going to put the dial here on 0. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure that's still. We're good. Right there. All right. So I'm gonna fine tune this. Well, let me show you the right way to do it. I'm gonna use a piece of paper as a feeler gauge. Okay. So now plus about 4 thousandths, 3 or 4 thousandths. Yeah, we're there. So our 0 is good. Okay. Our 0 is good. This is 150 thousandths. So I need to go in 300. I know. I'm not going to get into it. It's because of the way the dial is in relationship to the screw. Okay? So I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go to 300. Okay? And now you can see that the edge of the parting tool is exactly lined up to the edge of the diameter of this, okay? And now we'll look at the print and we say, okay, 110. What's twice of 110? 220, all right? So I'm gonna move in 220. There's 100, 220, all right. There's 220. So now my parting tool is in the right spot according to where I want it to be on the diameter of the part, right? And now I'm just gonna 0 off my depth. Okay, make sure everything's tight. And there's my 0, and we want to go in, I believe it was 77 thousandths. 75 thousandths. On the O-ring demo, I think I said 77. I did. I'm gonna go in 75, okay? 75 thousandths. And I'm gonna turn the speed. This is not gonna be fun either. So I'm gonna make the speed say, let's start at 265. If this really screams at me, I'm gonna turn it down. It's gonna scream at me. I already know it is. And it's carbide, but I'm gonna get some oil anyway. Okay, this is gonna scream at me. So you ready? Just nice and slow to 75,000. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Woo! Got hot. Okay. We made it. So I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm gonna get a rag, okay? Wipe a lot of this oil away. And I'm gonna inspect. That looks pretty good. Let's see, how are we doing on burrs? Not too bad. Let's get a rough measurement. Yeah. There it is. Oh, come on. It's hot. I have a chip in there. Let's get a rough measurement. There it is, 75. Okay. So, now the fun part. What we're gonna do, oil off of this, is I'm just going to turn this around and we're gonna chamfer. We'll move this. Okay. So that, let's line this up. Get that straight. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. And let's chamfer some edges. I'm gonna go back to 360. Okay. And that looks good. That looks pretty good. Okay. Let's grab this one. That edge of the O-ring, just a smidge. Now I'm gonna raise the tool above center and see if I can just barely grab this one here. Right there. Let's get this one. That looks good. And now we got to go inside. All right. Going inside. And I don't think you guys can see. Well, hang on. Okay, got it. Got it. Come out. All right. And we're good. We are. I'm about ready to run out of batteries, and so I'm going to change the battery, and then we'll clean it up. Okay. Be right back. Sorry about that. Change the battery. Okay, take this out. And let's grab a rag. Clear out some of any leftover chips we can. And okay. And let's grab some Scotch-Brite. All right, let's check our part. So I just cut it off. You've seen it. I cut it off and I faced it, okay? Put it back in the forejaw, got it centered up and faced it, okay? Let's see how we look. So 0.5. So that's 2 over. I keep saying that. I should get out the depth micrometers and I'm just not doing that. 938. Remember, this isn't the most accurate way. 936 here, okay? Let's check some diameters. This needs to be 2.5. So we're 2 under there. This needs to be 3.5. We're 1 under. 1 under there. Oh, let's check some bores, huh? So, actually, let's check some bores. What was that, 175? Yeah, that was the one we're 4 over, remember? So we're 4 over on that. Let's check this. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Well, it matters, but it's not, they're not like, it does, they're not fits. If they were fits, I would, well, they are, it's not important. Now, let's see. Are we over on that too? 3 over on that diameter. That was that tricky one. And oh, let's take some depth measurements. That is 2.48. So I'm gonna call that 2.5, all right? Or 0.25, sorry. And then want this. And that, whoa, that's like, whew, that's spot on. I thought that was over. I'm going to call that 240. I'm sorry, 940 plus 0.94. 119. Okay, so we're 2 thousandths off on the depth, and that was at 2. Well, we're not. Remember, wow, I nailed that one. 0.248 plus 1.19. Wait a minute. What am I doing? 0.939. 0.939 plus 0.248. 1187. And that, this might be 40. That's pretty on. Well, measuring this way, this isn't the right way to measure. I think that's a 40, guys. So we're gonna 0.94, as I just know from machining it, 940 and 0.248. 0.940 plus 0.248, 118. Whoop, we're on. All right. So the parts collection is growing. Hopefully this won't be too long, and that's oh, almost forgot. So then that O-ring goes in there, all right? And then you can see when this gets pushed down, there's room for it in there, okay? So that's how that works. Now, let me give you a side view. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Sometimes, if you're careful, you can, yeah, that's gonna work. And, all right. Well, have a good week.